why am I watching this? My name is Kyle Mustang. This week's movie is Liz and Dick with Lindsay Lohan and Grant Bowler. I know what you're thinking. Who the hell is Grant Bowler, right? Well, this may be one of the rare occasions where all of the actors walked out on the audition after finding out who the leading lady was going to be. Maybe he won like a sweepstakes or something. The movie begins with Richard Burton living in some country cottage somewhere, writing a heartfelt letter to Elizabeth Taylor. Then after he sends it off with his maid, the titles on the screen tell us this is the last day of Richard Burton's life. Because this movie is such a train wreck, it is unwatchable without requiring some very specific instructions. I haven't seen a Lindsay Lohan movie in years. I was actually kind of taken aback by her in some of the early scenes. I'd forgotten how she is capable of demanding your attention. Her je ne sais quoi is undeniable. I don't think I'm alone in wishing she could just get her shit together so she could start making good movies again. They meet on the set of Cleopatra.
Hello. In case you haven't guessed, I'm
Richard Burton?
Anthony.
Oh, I'd shake your hands, but my nails.
Oh, yes. Likewise. Has anyone ever told you you're a very pretty girl?
Burton is immediately bewitched by her and he arranges a meet cute.
Okay. Find out where Miss Taylor is dining tonight.
I didn't have any use.
You won't do it any later?
No.
Why?
The table next to Miss Taylor's, please.
Signore, it's impossible.
The table next to Miss Taylor's, please.
Of course.
Oh my God.
It's clear from the beginning that before Taylor and Burton even met, they were both smashing successes as actors, which they only seemed to perform during breaks from alcoholic benders.
I think you might need a little bit of this. Vodka. Hair of the dog.
Yeah, I need the dog's whole coat.
That bad?
Won't you join me? I have heard it said it's bad to drink alone.
I already am. Though not quite so much vodka.
From the start, the two fire barbs at each other. They loved hard, and they fought even harder.
Oh, well, do you hear that, my little sugar tart? You can't imagine us fighting.
Well, it doesn't matter because why would anyone hire a vomiting vat of vodka like
Well, at
yourself?
least when I vomit, I make mellifluous sounds, unlike your little mouse crap squeaks.
Oh, mellifluous?
Yes.
Mellifluous. What, was he some Roman homosexual that you buggered?
We find out their love scene on Cleopatra was also when they consummated their love in real life. The movie basically points out that these are two emotional wrecks who found each other. They made each other very happy and very miserable. The movie never goes soft on either of its subjects. Liz and Dick are made out to be utterly reprehensible, self-obsessed alcoholics every step of the way. I'm assuming some of you out there watching this know what it's like to be around someone who has a substance abuse problem. You know, you're always trying to slip things into the conversation like, hey, you think you might want to learn how to not do that for like forever? When the two are living in Italy, they are stalked by paparazzi. Taylor and Burton were one of the first celebrity couples to be stalked everywhere where they went by photographers.
Who in the hell shot this?
Well, it's just kids on motor scooters. Rome is infested with them. They call them paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
It means little buzzing insects. I think Fellini actually coined the word.
Like I chair.
The pair are revolted by the paparazzi when they want to be left alone.
Look over here, please!
Hold yourselves, journalists!
But whenever they are feeling up or bored or in danger of no longer being famous, they present themselves to the paparazzi.
Screw it. They want a show, let's give them a show.
This becomes a metaphor for the couple's troubled relationship, as well as their inability to settle down with anyone, let alone each other. But then to extend the metaphor even further, it's impossible to watch this movie without recognizing that it's also commenting on an intertextual level about Lindsay Lohan's life as well. They were both married with children when they met, and their poor spouses had to find out about the affair from the tabloids. One thing I learned from this movie, that bitch really liked jewelry.
Oh, guess I had to have a tracheotomy.
Had to buy a 69-carat diamond to cover that scar.
I need a ring. A big ring.
Oh my goodness. Now that. Oh.
There's nothing Elizabeth likes more than playing with her jewelry.
I swear, 75% of this movie is montage. If 75% of this movie is montage, then 24% of it is exposition.
I'm bored! I'm so bored!
Not that I'm counting, but if I'm not mistaken, you just ended, what, your 4th marriage?
Who's counting?
Can't you see? I'm afraid I'm not enough for her. No, I want your opinion.
Well, I can't tell you a thing about acting.
Taylor's mother waits on her hand and foot. I would have liked to have seen more of this relationship. Did she live with her? Was she always in the next room when they were fucking? Richard's handler is his brother Efor. Whenever he disappears with Liz, it's Efor who is the one who is able to talk Richard into coming back to his wife and children. After Cleopatra, Liz forces her way onto Richard's next movie so that they can be together. And I think she continued to do this about 38 more times. My favorite scene is when they want to go out, but all of their friends make up excuses not to meet up with them.
That was my 5th couple, and they're at home with a sick child.
My last shot had in-laws staying.
Struck out.
I know the movie is trying to say it's because of Richard's divorce, but I think it's because they were just really shitty people. Perhaps the biggest point this movie is trying to make is that fame derails a person's ability to maintain normal human relationships. Or maybe that some people are unable to experience fame without completely losing their shit. Or maybe they were meant to be famous and were already incapable of maintaining healthy, constructive human relationships. I can't help but think fame is like a drug. Take away their fame, and Liz and Dick probably still would have been alcoholics. I'm sure they were into other substances too, but because this is a TV movie, it doesn't really delve into those. But what I'm saying is fame is a drug. And the same as any other drug, the people who become addicted to it let it take over their entire lives, consuming everything. This week's gay moment. Gay moment. Wow, we have not had a gay moment in quite a while. Liz makes 2 offhand remarks about Burton's alleged bisexuality.
Are you jealous?
Why should I be?
No, of course not.
Because if you so much as stroke his hand, I'll never speak to you again.
Same goes for you.
And yes, Richard Burton was rumored to have had a handful of homosexual encounters, most notorious of which would have been with Laurence Olivier. Is it true? I don't know, and there may actually never be a way of knowing for sure. But I wouldn't put it past them. Let's just say that Hollywood is weird like that. I think if you put 2 very handsome men in a room together, they're bound to get charisma all over each other. It happens. Side note, if I was writing the Batman vs. Superman movie, I would totally have them bone. Wait, make that super bone. The movie begins with Richard Burton dying. Then it cuts to a darkened set, and Taylor and Burton are both sitting on director's chairs, being interviewed. She's talking about his letters in the past tense. Therefore, I'm led to believe this interview is taking place in the afterlife. I kept hoping the camera would pull a 180 and reveal some random guy has been sitting there listening the entire time. Behind him are the unmistakable flames of hell. And we find out that listening to Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton talk about themselves for eternity is this guy's personal hell. I guess this movie's okay if you don't consider the dialogue, lighting, editing, pacing, costumes, sets, sound, and acting. Liz and Dick gets 1 Hermione out of 5.
I'm bored. I'm so bored.